Purpose of this meeting is if you're brand new to the company and you want to know how to grow fast, if you're excited, if you're pumped, if you're enthused, if you want to get this message out to others, and you want to freaking grow and blaze the trails and grow real fast. That's what we're covering today. But we got to wait like 2 or 3 minutes so we can start muting some folks because there's a bunch of people that aren't muted.
Hey, you're good, buddy. It's recording.
It's recording. Can you mute all for me?
If Chris makes me the host, I'll control everything.
Chris, can you please make Gavin the host so we can mute folks as they're jumping on? Because you already know a lot of people show fashionably late. I'm going to wait until it says you're the host, Gavin, and then I'll roll. Because there's a bunch of people not muted right now.
It's a good opportunity just to yell at them, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I promise we're not amateurs. We actually do know what we're doing. You actually can. Trust us. I promise you. Yeah. Gavin, we need you to be the host ASAP. There's like 15 people that aren't on mute right now.
Look, if you're on the Zoom and you can hear this.
Well, that's not going to work because people are going to be jumping on 5 minutes from now, and I'm going to have to keep saying that. And during a recorded thing, I don't want to have to keep saying that.
Just roll.
All right, we're going to get started. It's 11:04, and I don't want to waste y'all's time. That being said, guys, gals, if y'all are on here and your phone or computer is not on mute, please mute out because whatever's going on in the background, if you're taking a potty, which some of y'all probably are, if your kids are running around in the background, which some of you probably are, whoever keeps having the background noise as I'm talking right now, we can hear that. Like every little background noise you can hear. And I'm still hearing background noise. Gavin, I'm not starting until it stops, dude, because it's going to dork up the entire thing. Like, we need to mute out all ASAP. I'm not going to start rolling and then get frustrated and upset during it because there's background noise. Yeah, see, you can hear the kids in the background. People aren't listening.
Wait, can you transfer host, and can we stop the recording and re-record?
Yeah, that would be great. And guys, I apologize for everyone that's jumping on. Hopefully you don't jump off before we get this little technical difficulty fixed, because I really want to bring some massive value to you guys today, but we can't do it with background noise. Not an option. Is he responding to you, Gavin?
I'm going to call him again.
Yeah, call him like immediately. Because I think it's Aaron. Aaron has background noise. He has some kids. And here's the tip. I got kids too, so I'm not mad at you, Aaron. I got it, dude.
You're the host, bro.
All right, mute all.
Stop recording.
Gavin, unmute yourself and tell me. Gavin, I'm going to make you the host if I'm able to. Okay. Gavin, and where are you at? Spotlight, make host. Gavin, you are now the host.
I'm looking at Shane McCardo on the top right. He's like, these freaking amateurs.
Gavin, you are now the host. Please stop the recording, restart it so we can actually freaking rock everyone's socks. That would be great.
I don't know if I can stop, but I'll restart.
Let me know when you're ready, baby. I'm ready.
Go.
All right. Guys, gals, sorry for the 6-minute delay, but we're going to roll with y'all now. And everything else that comes from here is going to be golden. Welcome to Saturday morning's training. Every meeting that we have serves a purpose. We have 3 a week, okay? We have Monday and Thursday nights. This is for the veteran that's been in for a while, that's looking for corporate updates and some teaching and training at a higher level. Saturday morning's training, which is what you decided to tune into, and I'm glad that you're here, by the way. Welcome. Make yourself at home. Saturday morning's training is to teach the newest person that just got registered last night or earlier this morning that's excited, fired up about the opportunity, and wanting to know what your next steps are. That's what this meeting is all about. How to get off to a good start, how to get off to a great start, how to get off to a fast start, and make this business grow, okay? So no pressure on me. Everything that comes out of my mouth for the next 30 minutes is geared towards teaching y'all that. That being said, we have an opportunity on our hands. Somebody exposed you to what we call dose, and you tried it, and it lit you up like a Christmas tree, and you spent a little bit of time feeling like Superman or Wonder Woman, and you said, I want to feel like that every single day, and I want everybody that I know to feel like that every single day. I want everybody that comes in within 3 feet of contact with me every day to feel how good I'm feeling, right? And so you decided to take the plunge and join this business team in hopes that you can help others, and also in hopes that you can be rewarded for doing so, right? Because that's what happens. When you help other people, you help yourself, kind of a deal. That being said, I got a few bullet points I'm going to go over with y'all, and then we're going to be done, right? This is going to be laser coaching. This is going to be stuff that you can start using today. This is going to be stuff that absolutely 100% is proven to be effective. This is stuff that if you use, if you follow, if you have childlike faith and just hit that button and say, that crazy bald-headed guy, I'm going to do what he said, no matter how silly it sounds. He's saying that I can make money doing that and help other people. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to get with you guys now. That being said, we have something called Dose. It is a smart coffee and it is a Xanthamax combined that when you put these bad boys together in your system, you start feeling amazing. And for those of y'all that don't like coffee, we have a chocolate version. And oh, by the way, it's decaf, right? So for those of y'all that are like, I'm sensitive to caffeine, hey, we got something for you too. For those of y'all, in my opinion, I'm just going to say it, weirdos that don't like coffee, we got something for y'all too. If you say that you don't like coffee or you don't like chocolate, I'm going to question whether or not you're a human being. That being said, everyone that's on here, apparently you do like coffee or chocolate, and that's why you're here. So here is how you get off to a great start. And here's how you start getting results. Not 3 months from now, but 24 hours from now. In the next 24 hours, this will produce results for you. First thing you need to know how to do is how to share this with other people and be sincere and be genuine and not come off as a salesperson, right? Because we all have family members, friends, coworkers, loved ones that have joined other similar type companies before that go about it all the wrong way. You've had friends that were in Advocare, Herbalife, Beachbody, Isogenics, Melaleuca, Amway, Prove It, whatever, right? We've all seen these companies. We all see the way they approach people. It all comes off as very, very, very used car salesman and spamish. And we don't want to do that. We do not want you to hurt relationships because you're coming at them in a way that they don't want to come at. If you're somebody's friend, you should come at them as a friend. If you're somebody's brother, you should come at them as a brother. If you're somebody's coworker, you should come at them as a coworker. You shouldn't come, you've been their friend all along, and all of a sudden you're going to put the sales tactics on them. It's not what we do. We share this with people. We do not sell this to people. Here is the difference. Let me see somebody I can pick on. Hang tight. Let me find a friendly face. Man, and if some of y'all can come off of, being blocked, having your face, and can come on video, that would be amazing. I'm going to pick on you, Miss Kathy. Kathy, can you hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Okay, Kathy, here's the difference between selling and sharing. If I was to ask Kathy right now, Kathy, do you drink coffee? And if she said no, and if my response was, well, Kathy, let me tell you all the reasons why you should, I'm giving Kathy a sales pitch. However, if I say, Kathy, do you drink coffee? And she goes, yeah, actually, I do drink coffee. And I go, great. I've come across a coffee that's amazing. I'd love to share some with you and get your feedback. Now I'm sharing it with her. So Renee, let me know if you can relate to this and if this has ever happened to you before. Have you ever went to a restaurant for the first time and they had great prices, great service, and great food, and you told one of your girlfriends, hey, next time you go on date night, that little Italian restaurant we always pass that we've never been to, it's actually a really cool place. You and your hubby might want to check that out. And you're just making a recommendation to her. You ever done that, Renee? Yes. Guys, if you've ever went to a movie that you really liked, you went to go see the Avengers in 3D, right? And you got a buddy of yours that normally waits for Netflix or, Redbox, and you go, dude, I just went and saw the Avengers movie. I'm telling you like a friend, it is totally worth watching the Incredible Hulk beat the heck out of that dude in 3D, right? And it's a recommendation. If Renee makes a recommendation to somebody to go to a restaurant, she doesn't care if they go. She just made a recommendation. If your buddy says, hey, you need to go catch Avengers in 3D, he doesn't care if you go. He just made a recommendation. If I ask Kathy, do you drink coffee, and can I share a cup of coffee with you? If she says no, no big deal. But if she says yes, great. She has a chance to try it. And Deb, what happens is when somebody tries this coffee and they do feel 15 to 30 minutes later some more energy, and they do feel some more focus, and they do feel some curbing of their appetite, and that hits them immediately, and then they get to experience that for 6 to 10 hours, they go, this is actually really good stuff. And so we're sharing this with people, guys. If you're plugging in and if you're brand new to this, it says Aaron's phone, but I see a lady. I'll just talk to Ken real quick. Ken, do not unmute yourself because I already know how you roll, baby. I love you, but don't go on a tangent. But, you know, Ken, if you're the newest guy in here and you're not, if you're trying to figure out how to pitch this to people, stop trying to figure it out. There's no pitch. Coffee is a very universal conversation, right? If we were in some other company that sells some other type of product, let's just say I joined. Let's just say I decided to join Mary Kay. I'm a dude. So if I start approaching people going, hey, do you wear eyeliner? In fact, I know you do. You're wearing it right now. And it looks good, but it could look better. And I have something that people are going to be like, dude, Vince, are you serious? Like, get away from me. That's a weird pitch. The beautiful thing about coffee is we don't have to worry about that. It's a universal language. Students drink it, old and young. Stay-at-home moms drink it, blue collar, white collar, small business, big business owners. Whether you're in the United States or all across the world, everyone drinks it because here's a tip. It's the second most traded commodity next to oil. What do people buy more of on the planet than anything else other than gas? Coffee. Ha! So this is a really good place to be. Here's a tip. Renee, if you would have asked me, Vincent, what do you want to be when you grow up? The last thing that would have came out of my mouth is I want to be a coffee salesman. Like, I would have probably thought of something else. However, being that the whole world drinks it, hindsight being 2020, the coffee business is a really good industry to be in my opinion. So if you're opening up this conversation to people, guys, gals, the way that you do that is be normal. And instead of trying to figure out how to sell your friends, families, and loved ones, just share it with them. Hey, do you drink coffee, Deb? Yes, I do. Can I share a cup of coffee with you and just get your feedback? Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know if you like it. Yeah, sure. Send it over. Deb, did you like it? Yeah, I like it, but what's the catch? How much is this going to cost me? Because it always costs something. Deb, I love that question. It's $1.33 a cup. Excuse me? Yeah, it's $1.33 a cup. That's not possible. I spend over $5 at Starbucks every single day. Huh. How often do you go to Starbucks every day? How much are you spending on Starbucks a month? Over $100. This coffee's $40 a month. So, did you like the coffee? Uh-huh. Recommendation. Keep your coffee habit. Drink a healthier coffee and save yourself some money. Vince, that makes sense. It makes sense to me too. Here's a link. Buy some if you'd like. Okay. Sharing, not selling. Way easier, in my opinion. That being said, okay, if you want to be successful in anything, Franco, can you hear me? Raise your hand if you can. Franco, welcome to the party. Don't unmute yourself, but welcome, dude. I love you like a brother. I love listening to you talk, man. You were full of heart and passion, and I appreciate you. If you want to be successful at anything, there are habits that you have to put in place in order for you to become successful. Raise your hand if that makes sense. I'll give you some examples. If you want to become a healthier individual, some habits that you have to start is eating right and exercising. If you're a student and you want to get the degree, some habits is showing up to class, studying, and doing your homework, right? There's always habits that you have to follow in order for you to get results in the thing that you're trying to get results in. Here's what's cool. We have some habits in this business that will help you guarantee success, because if you follow the eating right and exercising regimen, you will get in shape 10 times out of 10. If you follow the show up to class and pay attention and take notes, study at night, and do your homework, you will pass your tests. Like, if you follow the recipe, here's what I'll call this, the recipe to your success. What's a recipe? Deb, if you go to the store right now and you buy a cake mix box, it's going to have a recipe on it. And it's a proven recipe on it. So, Deb, if you follow every step of that recipe to bake a cake, you're going to get a cake 100 times out of 100. Now, Deb, if you're looking at the recipe and it calls for milk and you put in Coca-Cola, your cake's not going to come out. You didn't follow the recipe, and it's not going to go well, right? If it calls for 5 eggs and you put 1, you missed a step, and it's not going to go well. But if you follow the recipe, guess what? You get a cake. Happy birthday to you, right? Okay? So I'm going to give you all the recipe for having a successful business. Okay. And this is not the only way to have a successful business, because there's more than one way to bake a cake, right? There's different types of cakes out there. I'm just going to tell you that the cake I'm about to teach you how to bake is delicious, amazing. You'll like it, and everybody that you know is going to like it. Okay. And what that translates to in this business is you're going to grow fast. You're going to have a lot of customers. You're going to have a lot of distributors. You're going to have a lot of people experiencing our amazing products, and your life and other people's lives are going to be blessed. Here's the recipe. There are 6 things that you can do daily that are proven to help you have fast growth. We call this the 6 list. Okay. And so I hope you're taking notes right now. And if not, actually, what I'll do right now is I'll put this on the screen temporarily. Let me share my screen with you guys, and I'll start going over this. I'll give y'all enough time to write this down, and then I will take this off of the screen so I can actually see all y'all's amazing smiling faces again. Where are you at? 6 list. Come on, baby. I can find it. I've only copied this thing a million times. There we go. Daily actions. Done. So, guys, this is the 6 list, okay? 1 through 6. Personal development. I'll expand on that. 5 follow-up messages a day. I'll expand on that. 3 new contacts a day. I'll expand on that. Adding 10 people to your Facebook friends list every day. I'll expand on that. Singing happy birthday to people. I love expanding on this part. It'll make sense. It sounds goofball and crazy right now. It's going to make a whole lot of sense when I'm done explaining it. And then number 6, go live. Some of y'all know what that means. Some of y'all don't. And hopefully you've written this down. If not, take a screenshot of your screen right now so you don't have to take notes. You just have it in your pictures. 3, 2, 1. Either you got it or you didn't. And if you didn't, that's your fault, not mine. Okay, let's go ahead and roll here. So, Shane, I'll talk to you, even though I look up to you and I consider you one of my coaches in the business, man. Here are the 6 steps that guarantee if you follow this recipe, you get an awesome cake or an awesome business. The first one I talked about is personal development. I recommend, and it's a recommendation, follow it or don't, every morning start off with personal development. What's personal development? You can read something that's positive and educational. You can listen to something, audiobook, podcast, that's positive and educational, or you can watch a YouTube video that's positive and educational. Some people like to read, some people like to listen, some people like to watch, and we all learn differently. I do like to read. What I have found out is I'm not disciplined enough yet to do it every day. I do like to listen, but I find out if I'm watching someone teaching me something, I tend to take it in better because I'm a visual learner. You relate to that or you don't. You might be the person that likes to read, but I visually learn things. You might do better through reading or through Audible because you're busy, but you can always listen to something in the car. So you might throw on a Tony Robbins teaching or read a Tony Robbins teaching. You might listen to Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Eric Thomas. Fill in the blank of whoever your favorite motivational speaker is that's teaching you how to have a better life. More successful at work, more successful in relationships, more successful in your finances, more successful with your faith, more successful with your health, whatever. Start your day off with that. And the reason that you want to do that is because the first 30 minutes of your day, the first hour of your day, Dana, sets the tone for the rest of your day. How many of y'all got up in the morning and like you're going to the bathroom or something like that, walking in there to get ready for the morning and like you stub your toe or something like that? And you try not to swear, you're like, son of a mother of ah! And then like the rest of the morning, you're in a bad mood, okay? That happens. But if you wake up in the morning before you're on your phone, before you're messaging people, before you're waking your children up and feeding them, before you're worrying about all the hassles and your to-do list that day, slow down for 15 to 30 minutes and just put something good in. Because here's a tip. Good in, good out. That's just true, right? Our mind is programmable. And whenever you put good stuff into it, good stuff comes out of it. So start your day off doing that. It's a recommendation. We have found that the people that actually do consistently create a habit of personal development, you're more positive, you're more productive, you're more happy, you're more effective, and you're just overall performing better at life in all areas. All systems go. So that's step number 1. A tip for doing that. Dana, you don't have to take any time out of your day to do it. A lot of us are busy. Raise your hand if you can relate to you're busy. Somebody better. Okay, thank you. We need participants. Yes, we're all busy. Want to know how you get your self-development in? When you're in your car. Most of us are still working at JOB. So on your way to work and on your way home from work, instead of listening to the radio, put on a podcast or a YouTube video of somebody that's teaching you something cool, right? So the first step isn't hard because you can just take unproductive time, turn it into productive time, and it takes no extra time out of your day. So none of us have an excuse not to start off the day with personal development. Number 2, and I'm going to go out of order here. Number 2 I put is new reach outs. Personally connect and reach out to 5 new people a day. Shane, here's what that looks like. Ask 5 people that you bump into throughout the day or that you're conversating with on Facebook throughout the day, because we're all talking to a minimum of 5 people a day. Like, unless you live out in the boonies or unless you live out in the sticks in a log cabin, like, we all come across people through social media or in person. Sometime in conversation, go, hey, off the wall question, are you a coffee drinker? Huh, no kidding. I'd love to share some coffee with you. Do that 5 times a day. Why? Because people cannot try coffee that they don't know you're not offering. If they like the coffee, people cannot buy coffee that they don't know that you have access to. If they're interested in an opportunity, people cannot join an awesome opportunity that they don't know that you're a part of. So, Nicole, what I recommend is set a goal of asking 5 people a day. Normally, share, don't sell. Do you drink coffee? Awesome. I'd love to share some coffee with you and get your feedback. Do that 5 times a day. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you do that 5 times a day, that will literally only take up 10 to 15 minutes of your day. And I know we're all busy, but I know we all got 10 to 15 minutes. Step number 3, follow up with 5 people a day. And what I mean by that is if you're reaching out to new people, Kathy, eventually you might want to follow up with them and say, hey, did you get your sample? Did you like your sample? You might have to follow up with them to do that. So reach out to 5 new people a day. And Kim, if you're listening, follow up with 5 people a day. And that also will only take you 10 to 15 minutes. So hark, we're up to a whopping 20 to 30 minutes of our day to be productive in our business. Raise your hand if you think you can do that. And if even with your busy schedule, you think that's possible. Yeah, me too. Okay. Number 4, this is also really, really, really easy to do. It's amazing. All of these, almost all of them, are really simple. What's your name? Michelle. Add 10 new friends to your Facebook list a day. And here's why. Because if you're putting this out on social media all the time, which I'll teach you a good way to do that. I'm not going to get sidetracked, though. The same people are saying it over and over and over again. But you need new eyes if you're going to open up the door to new opportunities. Does that make sense? So add 10 new people to your friends list a day. Well, how in the heck do I do that? It's real simple. When you're on Facebook, you'll see friend requests. Hark! Oh my God! People want to be my friend! Be their friend too. Hit add. And congratulations, you have a new set of eyes on you. Or there's a recommended friends list of people you may know. Hark! We have mutual friends. If I friend request them and they say we have mutual friends, they'll probably accept my friend request because this isn't weird. Adding 10 new friends a day to your Facebook friends list, honestly, will probably take you 5 minutes. So let's just go on the long end. We're up to 35 minutes in your business today if you're stretching it. Okay? And recommendation in finding friends, check out their profile first and see if it's a normal person you'd like to be friends with, right? If they seem like a person that you'd be comfortable introducing to your children, friend request them. If you check out their profile and you see a bunch of stuff on there that you're like, whoa, I don't relate to this person at all, and I'm not going to say examples because I'm not going to judge anybody for how they live their life, but you can kind of get a feel for somebody of what type of posts they put up and what type of pictures they post, whether or not this is somebody you want to be friends with. So be selective in adding your 10 people. It helps, okay? So the first 4 are simple. Take your car time or your time in the morning by yourself, and for 15 to 30 minutes, put something good in your brain. Reach out and ask 5 people a day, hey, do you drink coffee and can I share a sample with you? They'll say sure. Follow up with 5 people a day. This means you probably want to keep a list of who you're talking to so you know who to follow up with, right? Stay organized. And then add 10 new people that aren't weirdos to your page a day. Simple. No big deal. 30 minutes. The last two, and these are actually the most important. Not the last one's the most important. The second one's not the most important, but it is effective. This is kind of like putting yeast in your whatever to make the dough rise. This is the yeast, okay? Sing happy birthday to people. Oh my God, he did not just tell me to do that. Yep, I did. I want you to sing happy birthday to some people on your Facebook. And that's super uncomfortable the first time you do it. It's not uncomfortable after you've done it for a while. Why would I want to sing somebody happy birthday? Kim, because if it was your birthday today and you got some random message from me going, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, my Facebook friend, happy birthday to you. No matter how weird that is, for the rest of your life, every time you see me pop up on social media, you're going to go, that's that guy that's saying happy birthday to me. Right? I got your attention. And now every time I pop up on your page, you're immediately going to notice me because that's that weirdo that's saying happy birthday to me. And I'll be honest, I've been doing this now for 4 days, and everyone's response is like, oh my God, you just made my day. That is the funniest thing and most thoughtful thing. And it works. And so this does not have to take more than 60 seconds of your day. I know because it was 10:53. This meeting started, or was supposed to start, at 11, and I hadn't done my Facebook friend list happy birthdays yet, and I did it before I jumped on here and still had the time to be on. Want to know how you do it? Quick tip. On your Facebook Messenger, if you type in your name, you'll pull up and you can leave a message to yourself. And so leave a voice recorded message to yourself. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my Facebook friend. Don't say the name. Happy birthday to you. And now that's archived in your messages. So hark, you want to know what you got to do now to sing happy birthday to people? See who's on your birthday list. Go to your pre-recorded message and then just forward it to them. And even if there's 20 birthdays that day, it takes 60 seconds. I will promise you, the first time you do it, you are going to be biting your nails, pulling out your hair, and it's going to be the most nerve-wracking thing you've ever done. I'm a pretty bold, confident, animated, extroverted dude. And it was absolutely before I did it. And I sent the first one, and I went, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. I got 7 more. Okay, forward. And I just forwarded them out. I was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Look at the screen. They haven't replied yet. They haven't seen it. Oh, I can't watch. Did they? No, they haven't. Oh my God, somebody replied. What are they going to say? And they went, ha. You just made my morning. You are awesome. You rock my socks. Thank you so much for singing happy birthday to me. And I went, huh, they liked it. And I'm not even a good singer. Huh. And then the other 7 replied, and they all said the same stuff. And I was like, that wasn't that bad. So the day number 2 when I did it, boom, forwarded it, and I was looking forward to it because I knew nobody was going to give me crap for it, right? This happy birthday thing works because it's original, it's thoughtful, and for the rest of their life, they'll remember you, and they probably now like you because you're friendly and thoughtful, right? Amazing how that works. The last one, this is going to get y'all out of your comfort zone more than anything else, and that's why this is the most effective thing that you can possibly do. There is an art to accomplishing on Facebook what is effortless to accomplish face-to-face. Here's what I mean. Dana, if I met you in person, we're in close proximity, we're having a conversation with each other, and it's easy to make a connection face-to-face. The question becomes, how do you make that same type of connection online? Because it's a completely different thing. You can't see them. You can see pictures of them, but you can't see them. You can see what they think by what they write, but you can't hear them. And most of communication, 90% of it, in fact, is not words. It's body language. It's tonality. So how do I connect with people on Facebook when all they have is my words? How do they see my body language? How do they hear my voice and tonality in it? Right? Facebook Lives. When you do a Facebook Live, they can hear you, they can see you, they can feel you. It's almost like you're right there with them. Hence, right, I'm talking to y'all right now, and you can see me. You can see what I'm doing with my hands. You can hear that my voice just went way deeper because I'm saying something serious that I want you to actually get, right? I'm not talking like this anymore. I'm saying something serious, so I'm talking like this right now because I really want you to pay attention to this. When people see you and hear you every day, every day, every day, every day, they start to feel like they know you. Mom, when people feel like they know you, they begin to trust you. When people feel like they can trust you, they're open to communicating with you. And when they're open to communicating with you, hark, when you ask them, do you drink coffee and can I share a cup with you? They go, sure. But if you're never on Facebook, if you don't post often, if you don't put a whole lot of stuff up, if you observe on social media more than you put yourself out there so people can get a feel and a flavor for you, and you reach out to somebody randomly, they go, I don't know this dude, and I don't know this girl, and I know I don't know them because I just combed their Facebook, and I have no sense of who this human being is. Here's what a Facebook Live does. It gives you a chance to be face-to-face when you're not face-to-face. All right? Well, Vincent, and I'm nervous to do a Facebook Live. That's the exact reason why you need to. The things that get you outside of your comfort zone the most is normally the things that are going to produce the greatest results for you. Hopefully that makes sense. Here's some tips on your Facebook Lives, Kathy. Especially if you're new and you're not someone that's seasoned at doing this. Michelle, here's how you take the pressure off of yourself, okay? For one, don't think that you have to talk about coffee. I do Facebook Lives all the time. I've never mentioned coffee once. You can comb my page, and the only thing that you know about me and coffee is that I like it because I normally put up a good morning coffee post. That's it. I never mention my company. I never mention my opportunity. I never mention that I'm a part of something. I never mention that I'm sharing something. I never mention any of that. So don't feel that you have to. Okay? Another tip for doing Facebook Lives, especially if you're new. Danny, raise your hand. Do you do Facebook Lives or are you still new to this? Raise your hand if you're still new to it. Okay, here's another tip about Facebook Lives. Because you have some incredible mentors and coaches that you watch and observe, and their Facebook Lives are really, really long a lot of the times. And you're like, I'm intimidated to cut on the camera and talk to people, especially if I got to come up with 15 minutes worth of something to say. If you're brand new, keep your Facebook Lives somewhere between 1 minute to 5 minutes. No more, no less. Somewhere in that range, 2 to 3, 4 minutes, you're fine. What do I talk about? Whatever you want to talk about. Here's a tip. The easiest way to find information to talk about is if you're doing that whole personal development thing in the morning for 15 to 30 minutes, hark, you just learned something that day. Hark, now you got something new to talk about. Hark, now you have a topic for your Facebook Live. Imagine that. Where do I get material to talk about stuff? Put stuff in, and stuff comes out. If you can't think of a topic for a Facebook Live, there's only one reason. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You must first fill your cup before you can pour something out of it. That just makes sense, right? Do your personal development in the morning, and then do your Facebook Lives at night and keep them short. And let me take some pressure off of each and every single one of you. I've been public speaking and doing this thing for a while, and I don't consider myself a pro. I'm an amateur at best. I have a young man on my team named Gavin that can run circles around me when it comes to public speaking. He's really, 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 really good at it. I'm average at it on a good day. Okay? If you have not practiced this ever and it's your first time, you're not very good at anything you do for the first time. Have you ever watched a baby try to learn how to walk? They stink at it, but they keep trying until they start walking. Have you ever watched a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old try to learn how to ride a bike? They stink at it. So you put training wheels on, and eventually you take them off, and eventually they fall down and scrape their knees. But eventually, look, Mom, no hands, and they can ride their bike without even holding the handles. Do you understand that Ellen, that's on here right now, that has that cute baby boy that's on her lap? That little child that's probably, I'm guessing, 3 to 4 years old. Am I correct, Ellen? Raise your hand. 3 to 4. Yep. He probably doesn't know how to brush his teeth yet. Do you know how simple it is to brush your teeth? It's ridiculously easy. The little kid can't do it yet. Why? He hasn't learned how. So here's a tip. If you've never done a Facebook Live before, it's the same thing. If you've never brushed your teeth before, it's intimidating. It's frustrating. It's stressful. It's hard. But I hope, don't raise your hand if you didn't do this, I hope each and every one of you brushed your teeth this morning and it was effortless and you didn't think anything of it. So if you can learn to brush your teeth, Dana Hart, you can learn to do a Facebook Live. And here is why, Dana, and everybody else listening, you are more powerful on your Facebook Lives than I could ever hope to be, and that Gavin could ever hope to be. You're relatable. You're nervous. You can tell you're new, and people connect with that because they go, oh my gosh, I would feel the same way if I just did that. When you watch somebody like myself, Gavin, or Chris Schweda, or Ricky Durant, or whoever, you're like, they are so polished. That's so inspiring. I took so much from that, and I could never do that myself. I could never do that. I could never be that confident. I could never be that brave. I could never be that polished. It's what you think. And that puts pressure on you to think that you need to. And yes, Gavin's a very effective speaker. Absolutely. But want to know what is equally, if not more effective? You cutting on the camera and just being real, starting it off by letting them know, guys, I'm nervous. They're going to go, yeah, I'd be nervous too. I've never done a Facebook Live. Holy cow, that girl got guts. Let them know you're new, right? That's your strength, is that you're new and that you're stepping out in courage, and people go, they might not be the most polished speaker, but they have more courage than I have, and I'd love to have that courage too. And once you start doing a Facebook Live every day, eventually brushing your teeth or doing a Facebook Live is no big deal. You got it. You got it. So in recapping on this, and I got one more bullet point to share with you guys, and I'm done. The 6 things, the recipe for success, the 6 list that make sure that your cake comes out delicious and that your business comes out profitable and impactful. Put something good in your brain every day. Try to start your day off that way. Or if you're busy in the mornings, take your car time and listen to something good. Reach out to 5 new people a day, because people can't grab something that you didn't offer to them. And it's selfish not to. If this is something that's good for you, it's selfish not to offer this to somebody else. If you're benefiting it from it, you should let them. Follow up with 5 people a day, because fortune truly is in the follow-up. Add 10 new people a day to your list, because it's new eyes, which means new opportunities. Sing happy birthday to people, as ridiculous as that sounds and as nervous as you'll be the very first time. That person will remember you for the rest of their life, and they'll like you when they remember you. And do a Facebook Live, and it's the most uncomfortable thing you'll ever do if it's the first time, and it is the most powerful thing that you can use to build your business. I swear by everything holy. It's golden. I'm going to give y'all one more nugget, and then either we can stop the recording at that time, Gavin, or we can do a Q&A session, and we can keep that part recorded too. I don't care which one we do. The last thing is this. Once you're doing these 6 habits, you're reaching out to people, you're getting samples out to people, people tend to start asking you questions. And if you're new, you don't know the answers to them. And that's intimidating. Hey, newbie, what's in this stuff? Happy stuff? Yeah, but like, what are the ingredients? Coffee? Yeah, but what's in the coffee? I don't know! Hey, I really like my sample. How do I buy it? I'm new. I don't know the website. Let me ask somebody. I don't know. Hey, I tried the coffee. I know a bunch of coffee drinkers. I want to join the opportunity. What's the compensation plan look like? I've only been in for I don't know. You don't know anything. You're new. Want to know what's cool? Whoever brought you into this business does know. And want to know what this is, the end all to be all in this. Everything else I said up until this point does not matter if you do not master this one thing. I repeat, everything I've said in the last 35 minutes means nothing if you do not master this next thing I'm going to tell you. When somebody asks you a question, say, I don't know, but let me put so-and-so in communication with you. They know better than I do. What do they teach you whenever you're first new on a job? Never say, I don't know. Say, I'll find out the answer for you. When somebody asks you a question here, say, I'll find out the answer for you. And by the way, there's only 3 questions that you're ever going to get in this business. 3 and 3 only. They'll fit into one of these 3 categories. You give somebody a sample of coffee, there's only 3 possible questions that you can get. What's in it? How do I buy it? Or how do I sell it? That's it. It might be worded different, but it's going to fit into one of those categories. What's in it? How do I get more? Or how do I share it with others and sell it? That's all they want to know. Anytime you get one of those questions, here is how I want you to respond. And in fact, we're going to do a little role play here, and I'm going to do it with somebody that is polished and knows the correct answers because they're good at it. Gavin, unmute yourself.
Okay.
So Gavin just shared coffee with me. He mailed it to me. Him and I don't live in the same place. He's in North Carolina. I'm in Texas. He reached out to me on Facebook, or I reached out to him because I saw one of his Facebook Lives. He said, you're a coffee drinker? Uh-huh. Can I share coffee with you? Uh-huh. Well, here's my address, and he mailed it to me. I tried it. And this is my first time communicating with Gavin after me trying the coffee. Gavin, I tried it, man. Dude, actually, I did really like it, but I got some questions, man. What is in this stuff?
Dude, all I know is it's a bunch of great stuff. It's helping a lot of people. I do know that it's all natural, but I don't know every single thing. Tell you what, let me introduce you to my good friend, Shane. He's an expert when it comes to nutrition and can help answer all your questions a lot better than I can.
Sweet. Let's talk to Shane.
And I want to point something out, guys.
Wait. Let me go through the other 2 and then do it.
Okay.
I get hit with the question, or I hit Gavin with the question. Gavin, I love this stuff. Gavin's only been registered for 12 hours, and he doesn't even know where to locate his links yet. He's brand new, but he shared coffee with me, and I tried it. Gavin, I love this stuff. I want more. How do I get more?
Man, there's quite a few different ways to help get you started. I'm brand new, and I want to make sure you get the best way possible. Tell you what, let me get my good friend Shane to introduce me to the coffee on the phone, and he can help you and help answer all your questions.
Last scenario. Gavin's brand new, shared it with me, and I go, Gavin, I love it. I know a lot of coffee drinkers, man. Tell me about the compensation plan because I'm excited.
Dude, all I know is it's one of the best I've ever seen. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm really excited. I don't know exactly how the numbers break down. I think there's a video that I can get over to you, but Shane is an expert. He's broke it down, and he's crushing this business, helping change so many lives. Tell you what, let me get him on the phone really quick. He can help answer all your questions.
So the paraphrased answer to any question you get is great question. So-and-so is an expert on this. Let me get you in touch. That's the Cliff Notes. Gavin, go ahead and share what you're going to share.
All I wanted to say is this when it comes to a 3-way connect, because this is the one part that people screw up on, is they ask their person, they ask them, hey, can I get you on a 3-way call with my mentor? Hey, can I get you on a 3-way call with my coach? You don't ask. You don't ask them. You ask them when are they free to talk. You get them on the phone. And understand the person that you're putting on the phone is just your friend that introduced you to the coffee. It's not your coach. It's not your mentor. It's definitely not your upline. Because if you say that person is going to get scared and they're never going to get on the phone with you. But if you make it seem casual, like I just did, and said, look, my good friend Shane, he knows all the questions, that person's going to feel comfortable. And you don't really you say, hey, tell you what, let me get them on the phone, not is it okay if I get them on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Your service, you are doing customer service, which is your job.
Thank you for saying that.
And you're not intruding in their space. You're helping them. You're serving them with a tool and a resource to help them get their questions answered and get them started. Just realize that. Don't overthink the 3-way thing. Just do it over and over and over again. Your business, I mean, how much easier does it get? Vince is doing 3-ways for me, which he does all the time. My business grows with me on mute. Isn't that what you want? So
Gavin, thank you so much for sharing that. And the thing I wanted y'all to get from that, because this will take pressure off of y'all, is think of it as customer support. When somebody says, what's in this, don't think in your mind, I got to get so-and-so on because they're going to close the deal. Say, I don't know, but so-and-so knows more than me. Let me get you in touch with customer support. Hey, how do I buy more than this or buy more of this? I'm not really sure, but let me get you in touch with customer support. They're going to help you through this checkout process. Hey, I want to get signed up with the opportunity. Awesome. Let me put you in touch with customer support. They're going to show you how to get rolling. Think of it as customer support.
And realize it's not a job. You know, in most jobs that you have, typically the more that you know about your job, the better you're going to do, and then you're going to get a raise. Well, here it's almost the less that you know that you can get duplicating, the less you know, but the more that you follow the process. Okay, the more money and the bigger of a business that you will build. And a lot of people just feel uncomfortable doing three-ways because they're trying to either make it something that it's not, they're overthinking it, or they're just talking too much and they're not willing to just swallow their pride. Say, look, I'm just excited about this. I don't know all the answers. Let me introduce you to this person. So, Vince, I just want to tell you, brother, this has been an amazing training. And guys, like, if you follow everything he said to a T, your business is going to grow. Like, it's not, will it maybe grow? It will grow. Network marketing is an industry that's going to push you out of your comfort zone, and you have to want to come out of your comfort zone to grow. One of my favorite quotes is, you have to do things you've never done to get places that you've never been. So wherever it is that you want to go with this, you can go there, but you have to step out of that comfort zone. And I'm glad that, Vince, you covered so many topics, man. It was awesome training.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. So we're at a point in the meeting now where everything from this point is extra credit. And what I mean from that is, and Gavin, we can either stop the recording now or we can record the Q&A. I'm cool with it either way. Make a best decision. You're the host. Don't tell me what it is. I don't care either way. But for everybody else that's on here, everything from this point is extra credit. What I mean by that is, it is Saturday. We do have families. We do have stuff to do. We do have plans. I see some of y'all are at work right now, right? We're all busy. So if you need to jump off the meeting, feel free to jump off the meeting at this point. The meeting, the part that y'all needed to hear, is over with, okay? And if you got to go, don't worry. Like, I'm going to get off the meeting and, oh my gosh, people are going to judge me. No one's going to judge you. It's Saturday. You got stuff to do. You got families to attend to. You know, there's Ellen's beautiful little son on her shoulder, or on her lap again, right? If you got to go, go. What we're going to do now for the extra credit, and I shouldn't even call it extra credit. If any of y'all has a question that you would like to have answered, feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question. So that way, you know, you can get it answered. And again, if you got to jump off. But if you have a question that you'd like to have answered, or if you'd like to hang back a little bit longer and hear some of the questions being asked and hear the answers to them, you can do that too. Wherever you fall in, it's okay. If you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask. And if there's no questions, then let's all have an amazing Saturday and share some coffee with some people. Okay? Going once, going twice. If there's no questions, I'm going to be very happy, because that means I did an okay enough job of sharing that I answered all the questions. So if there's not any questions, hey, kudos to me.
You did a great job.
Thank you, Mom.
Great meeting.
She's my mom. She has to say that. But thank you, Mom. I love you.
What action steps, what do you do whenever you're feeling somewhat discouraged, whenever you're having that negative voice in the back of your head? What are some things that you do to get the negative voice out and get back into why you're doing this and move forward with your day?
Two-part answer. One, whenever there's negative internal dialogue, you need to put some positive information in to dilute the negative. Meaning, if you're thinking dorked up thoughts about whatever, and you start listening, hearing, or reading something positive, you're now putting out that fire in your mind. Does that make sense? And the fastest way to do it, if you're feeling negative, normally, there are exceptions to this rule, but this has worked for me for a long time. Reach out to your coach. If you're getting frustrated, if you're getting demotivated, if you're feeling helpless, if you're watching people grow and hearing the success stories and you're like, man, it's happening for everybody but me. What am I doing wrong? I'm an idiot. No, you're not an idiot. You just need some help, and reach out to your coach and go, look, man, I see everybody growing, and here's what I'm doing. And for whatever reason, it's not growing for me. I'm pretty honking mad right now. Your coach is going to go, well, tell me more about what you're doing. And you're going to tell them everything. And your coach is going to listen, and they're going to go, want to know what? 90%, 98% of what you're doing is right on track. This little 2%, though, I think will be a game changer for you. Try doing this or try tweaking that, right? I'll tell people to reach out. I'll give you an example. This happens all the time to a new person getting started. Reach out to 5 people a day. And what they do is they come up with some paragraph that says, hey, so-and-so, we haven't talked for a while. Hope everything has been going great and that the kids are good. I found this new coffee. It's amazing. I'd love for you to try it. Would you like to try a sample? And they just start spamming that to people. And they are contacting 5 people a day, but they're spamming the crap out of them, and nobody's receptive to that. Their heart's in the right place. It's just they're using a wrong approach. So somebody will tell that to me, and I go, hey, why don't you try this? Try messaging them, just going, hey, so-and-so, how you been? And they're going to go, I've been great. How you been? And you go, man, I've been really awesome, actually. So what you up to nowadays? How's work? How's school? How's family? How's life? How about treating the person that you're talking to like a person instead of like a transaction?